You've seen epic battles in Japanese anime, but trust me, Chinese anime fights, they hit different. From breathtaking martial arts to next level animation, Donghua has been leveling up hard. Today we're diving into the absolute best Chinese anime fights that you seriously can't miss. Get ready for insane choreography, brutal clashes, and visuals that leave you speechless. Let's just start by saying Scissor 7 might be the biggest anime sleeper hit that nobody saw coming. What starts off looking like a goofy, haircut gone wrong comedy turns into an absolute banger of a series with some of the cleanest choreography, wildest animation switches, and emotional gut punches packed into 20-minute episodes. And if there's one fight that fans absolutely love, it's the one between Seven and Red Tooth. This fight is insane. Red Tooth moves like something straight out of a nightmare. He's the first enemy that really feels monstrous. Like Prince of Stan had gadgets, other bad guys had skill, but Red Tooth? He had straight up horror movie energy. He doesn't move like a person, doesn't fight like a person, and we didn't know what he was until it was too late. The animation for this fight scene is next level. They choreographed this one like a dance, but one where someone might die at any second. White Cat Legend is a recently released anime that's made waves in the anime industry. Its story is so captivating and the animation is so stunning that fans won't be able to forget it too soon. One of the fight scenes that this anime features is just out of this world. It's the fight between Li Bing and a demon with multiple hands. Not an ordinary fight between your cat and a sleep paralysis demon. Anyways, the fight is full of fluid scenes that any other anime really can't duplicate. Li Bing's movements are just insane, and the demon is in a flow of his own. It's brutal and beautiful at the same time. Definitely one of those moments where the animation alone makes you want to rewatch the whole thing. Next up, we have one of the cleanest and intense fight scenes from Link Click. Just when you see Jiao Ling's eyes go red, you know it's about to go down. On top of that, this girl has a knife in her hand. Ma, on the other hand, is cautious, but he also remembers the way he trained. And that's when it comes in handy. This man legit just activated Ultra Instinct on Jiao Ling. The whole fight feels realistic, almost like a choreographed martial arts film, but still stylized enough to keep it anime cool. It's that rare kind of fight that's more about skill than spectacle, and it makes Ma look like the most composed, low-key OP character in the scene.
你越是怕，越拉开距离，反而给对方提供了更大的进攻范围。现场了。
Alright, let's talk about one of the most underrated bangers in Chinese anime, the all-devouring whale Homecoming. This first fight, pure heat. It kicks off with Fan Lingxiao stepping into a ceremonial duel that's supposed to be all about honor, but things go sideways fast. What starts as a classic sect versus sect challenge quickly turns into a high-stakes brawl packed with betrayal, spiritual powers, and an insane flex of animation quality. What makes this fight stand out? Well, for one, the choreography is sharp and fluid. Every action lands with weight, glowing symbols, swirling energies, and shockwaves that blast across the arena like something out of Fog Hill of the Five Elements. The animation team clearly didn't come to play, but beyond the visuals, this fight sets the tone. It's not just flashy moves, it's loaded with tension and emotion. It hooks you instantly, and by the time it's over, you need to know what comes next. This is how you start a story, with a fight that slaps and matters. Lin Ji versus Ouyang Zihao from Hero Return is the kind of fight that just makes your jaw drop. Lin Ji is our main character, who's just straight up badass. Like, he doesn't even try to be cool, but things get serious when he faces Ouyang Zihao, the guy who screams power. He's not a guy who should be underestimated. Even someone like Lin Ji can't ignore his powers. Sure, Lin Ji knows how to handle his powers and weaken his opponent, but he has the kind of power that makes you think he might be one step ahead of everyone. Let's talk about the animation of this scene now, okay? It's just so fluid and smooth, and it makes both the characters look so epic in their combat forms. In this fight, both the characters are constantly trying to one-up each other, and we're living for it. In the end, it's a fight that'll leave you thinking, how did they top that? We have another 3D anime fight in our list now. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but the fact that it looks super realistic can't be taken away from it. Luo Feng is our OP protagonist who finds himself in a bit of a pinch against the Bug Queen and her army of bugs. I mean, just look at that queen though. Doesn't she look gorgeous? Have you ever seen a bug queen as beautiful as this one? I doubt it. Anyway, Luo Feng welcomes the bugs and their queen with open arms. While he's dealing with the bugs, he takes some time out and in one clean strike takes out the queen just like that. And that's how she became Luo Feng's property. The animation of this scene is a straight up flex. The bugs look so realistic and look like they came straight out of a horror movie, and I can't get over how stunning the design for the queen is. The attention to detail here is just crazy. Let's talk about Neza versus Albing, aka the Fire Demon Baby, versus the Icy Dragon Prince showdown that we never knew we needed but now can't live without. Imagine being 3 years old. You've barely figured out the difference between crayons and food. Now imagine that, but instead of playing tag, you're throwing hands with a literal dragon while trying to figure out whether you're supposed to be the hero or the villain of your own story. This fight scene is stunning, heartbreaking, and one of the most beautifully chaotic scenes in modern animation. If you're not crying or screaming, Neza! At the end of it, are you even watching it properly? It just plays with your heart. You are so not ready for this one. It's the fight between two snake demon sisters and the little Taoist general from White Snake. I mean, this is already pretty popular, but I'd like you to check it out. As the fight starts, you feel this intense cat and mouse energy where both parties are trying to outsmart each other. And when we talk about the animation, it just flows beautifully. The slow-mo scenes are the best. It's a staple in every 3D anime style. And the choreography is clean and crisp. The daily life of an immortal king is an absolute fan favourite. Why? Because of its captivating story and absolutely gorgeous animation. Season 2 of this anime blessed us with a fight between Wang Ling and the Demon King. So Wang Ling is basically the Saitama of cultivation anime. But wait, he's even more socially inept and emotionally constipated. But here's the thing, this man's been a walking disaster ever since he was a baby, and the Demon King is definitely not ready for the destruction. This fight, just like every other fight in this anime, is just breathtaking. Wang Ling really took Sorry I Can't Hold Back to a whole new level. Studio Howlin really stepped it up for this scene. There are some slick fight choreographies, dramatic camera angles, and smooth transitions that make the power difference hit even harder. Let's talk about Wei Ying versus the Wen clan, aka the moment Wei Ying said, I am the storm. Here's the tea. Wen Chao and his crew really messed with the wrong man. They thought they could just torture him, take his golden core, humiliate him in that cave with the fierce corpses and just call it a day. But nah. Wei Wuxian came back from the dead like, new phone, who dis? Except with a black robe, a killer flute, and a whole lot of pent-up rage. He'd been through a lot and everyone expected him to come back in a much weaker state. But no. Wei Ying came back with the kind of energy no one was ready for. This was Wei Wuxian's villain arc entrance and the animators knew it. Everything from the flames to the eerie purple-red hues to the wind blowing dramatically through his hair was turned up to max drama. It was just stunning and breathtaking. Liking this video so far? Then please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.
よろしくお願いします 这不靠得来，怪物。
Man, I really hope this anime blows up. Like, seriously. It's criminal how underrated it is right now. I'm talking about To Be Hero X, the absolutely banger of a Chinese anime that recently came out. Right from the start, it blesses our eyes with one of the most adrenaline-pumping fight scenes ever. The battle goes off the rails in the best possible way. The boss storms in with final boss energy like a villain who spent hours crafting the perfect entrance. Then, the animation just starts flexing. Honestly, the hype is real on this one. China is really eating with animation this year. If you haven't watched this one yet, then what are you waiting for?
没问题的，我现在是赖子，我等你。一可以让你毫无还手之力。
Moving on, we have an interesting battle between a father-in-law and a son-in-law. I mean, we're talking about Tang San, the god of the Asura path. Huo Yuhao just wanted to date Tang San's daughter peacefully, but not so fast, son. Tang San would like to test his potential. And how did they do that back then? By fighting, of course. It's father-in-law versus future son-in-law battle edition. And the best part, Yu Hao doesn't have golden fingers or divine cheats like Tang San did back in his day. Everything he's got, his spirit eyes, his beasts, his growth, is pure grit. So when Tang San throws literal god-level pressure, Yu Hao doesn't fold. He stands tall. From the very first frame, you can feel the budget increase and the stakes rise. The animators clearly went all out for this scene.
一个连自己的心都无法掌握的人，要如何掌握庞大的力量？还是有所不容。
Caesar versus Chu Zihang in Dragon Raja, that fight was straight up testosterone. You've got two of the coolest, most dripped out characters in the whole series throwing hands like a clash between royalty and a silent assassin. It was hands down the best sword fight in Dragon Raja, no debate. This wasn't your average slash done kind of deal, nah. This was art in motion. You had two sword masters with completely opposite styles clashing in a way that felt like watching a dance, but with death on the line. What made it the best though? The pacing and the choreography. It was hard to keep up with those swift movements. This was the kind of fight that makes you rewind the scene just to watch the footwork. Easily the cleanest, most hyped sword battle in the series. Now, you may already find Daoma pretty terrifying, but wait when you see him after Lao Mo gets killed. His rage reaches a whole new level and his sword knows no mercy. That scene in Blades of the Guardians was absolutely unhinged, but in a good way. You can see Daoma going from chill to not so chill, and that's where things go crazy. His eyes go dead cold and it just explodes. The animation, it goes crazy and we absolutely love it. Daoma's movements are hard to watch. He's just too fast. Bro wipes all of them out without even breaking a sweat. He's just punishing at this point, and we love every single bit of it. Ever watch an anime fight between two legends? Let's talk about the fight between Peaceful Hermit and One Autumn Leaf from King's Avatar. The second these two men face each other, we know we're in for a treat. On one side we have Yi Shu, the OG. He's the kind of man who's usually calm, but when push comes to shove, he can be a beast. On the other hand, Zhou Zikai is the silent storm. He always strikes with precision, and we can't help but cheer for this guy. Now, both of these characters are maxed out, and we can feel the tension, and the animation, butter smooth, baby. The entire fight gave me chills, and I'd go back again to watch it for the first time. You want peak family drama turned into a god-tier showdown? Say no more. When Shihao throws hands with Shi Yi in Perfect World, it's destiny. When the two fight, it's a full-on spiritual thunderstorm. The animation? Crisp. Each hit lands like an earthquake. These aren't just enemies, they're brothers separated by fate, twisted by betrayal, fueled by pride. Shihao's fighting not just to win, but to prove that he's not lesser. He's better. I'm unable to take my eyes off the screen when I see this man go full beast mode. It is just breathtaking. This fight scene's slow-mos are also so smooth and perfectly timed. When it comes to one of the most polished sword fights, this one is just on another level. There were no dead moments, and it was a masterpiece from start to finish. Supercube is a brand new anime, and it takes the animation to levels not known to humans. It's just that good. And the fight between Wang and Mushan, it slapped. You won't believe your eyes when you watch this fight scene. Is it even possible for a fight scene to be this clean? The choreography was just too good to be true. The camera work on top of that is just out of this world. You'd feel like you're watching the anime version of John Wick with all that incredible camera work. By the end, you're sweaty, hyped, emotionally confused, and possibly screaming, run it back to your screen. Definitely one of those fights that sneaks up and slaps harder than expected. If you haven't watched it, you need to get on that, okay? You're missing peak animated throwdowns. If we're talking about Chinese action anime, how can we forget the Outcast? I mean, Oya's fight with the masked man has to be a staple. It's the kind of fight that stays with you for long after you've watched it. Like, someone told the animators, forget physics, go full martial arts movie on this one. And they said, say no more. Seriously, whoever choreographed this entire fight scene needs awards and worldly praise. It's the kind of fight where you blink and you miss it. But if you pause it, go frame by frame, every move actually makes sense. And that's the beauty of this series. They hit that real world flow mixed with anime slickness. This is hands down the cleanest hand-to-hand combat I've seen in my life. You'll understand what I'm talking about if you go and watch the scene for yourself. It's just mind-blowing. If you're into S-tier martial arts anime fights, then this one's a must-watch. It's fluid, stylish, intense, a total banger of a battle. Would it really be a ViniiTube video about Chinese anime without mentioning Fog Hill? The OGs know it well. The fight between Xuan and Final Form Wrath will suck you in and leave you breathless. This fight is just iconic. But what makes this fight even better is the way you feel every strike. You can feel their attacks in your bones. The animators use these dynamic impact frames to enhance the power behind each blow, making the fight feel incredibly clear and intense. This goes to show that pacing is so important. No cheesy dialogue. Changing the rhythm of the fight in satisfying ways is a story in and of itself. Also, this whole spectacle was crafted by a studio with only 6 people. 6 people managed to create an animation that rivals some of the biggest studios out there. It just blows my mind. That's a wrap for today. You know the drill. Like the video, drop a like for the channel, and don't forget to comment on your favorite anime or moment. Do subscribe to the channel while you're at it. We love hearing from you. Until next time.